My dear students, myself Dr. Suman Sharma, I am continuously delivering my lectures in the form of videos. I am sharing these lectures by giving a link of college YouTube channel. I believe that you are preparing your study material by following these lectures. Earlier, in some lectures, I completed the topics on amino acids, peptides, proteins, and nucleic acids. In the next part of this unit, we will study the fats, oils, detergents, synthetic polymers, and synthetic dyes. I will take these topics one by one. So, today I am starting the first topic on fats and oils. Students, you know we use in our daily life the seed oils in our food supplements. All the oils are natural source of fats. In this lecture, we will learn about the physical and chemical properties of fats and oils. Okay, so let us start the lecture. Fats and oils. Fats and oils are the most abundant lipids in nature. They provide energy for living organisms, insulate body organs, and transport fat soluble vitamins through the blood. Right? Structures of fats and oils. Fats and oils are called triglycerides or tricycloglycerols, right? Because they are esters composed of 3 fatty acid units joined to glycerol, a trihydroxy alcohol, right? Vasa, fat means वसा एंड ऑयल्स मीन्स तेल. ठीक है. वसा और चिकनाई शरीर को क्रियाशील बनाए रखने में सहयोग करती है. वसा शरीर के लिए उपयोगी है, किंतु इसकी अधिकता हानिकारक भी हो सकती है. ये मांस के अंदर वनस्पति समूह दोनों प्रकार से प्राप्त हो सकती है. इससे शरीर को दैनिक कार्य करने की शक्ति प्राप्त होती है. इसको शक्तिदायक ईंधन भी कहा जाता है. एक स्वस्थ व्यक्ति के लिए 100 ग्राम चिकनाई का प्रयोग करना आवश्यक है. इसको पचाने में शरीर को काफ़ी समय लगता है. यह शरीर में प्रोटीन की आवश्यकता को कम करने के लिए आवश्यक होती है. वसा का शरीर में अत्यधिक मात्रा में बढ़ जाना उचित नहीं होता. यह संतुलित आहार द्वारा आवश्यक मात्रा में शरीर को उपलब्ध कराई जानी चाहिए. अधिक मात्रा जानलेवा भी हो सकती है और ये ध्यान देने योग्य बात है कि ये आमाशय की गतिशीलता में कमी ला देती है तथा भूख को कम कर देती है. इससे आमाशय की वृद्धि होती है. चिकनाई कम हो जाने से रोगों का मुकाबला करने की शक्ति भी कम हो जाती है और अत्यधिक वसा सीधे स्रोत से हानिकारक होती है और इसकी संतुलित मात्रा लेना ही लाभदायक होता है. राइट. ये सब जो है आप पहले छोटी क्लासेस के अंदर पढ़ चुके हैं. अब ये यहाँ पर हमने इनका स्ट्रक्चर दे रखा है. इट इज़ अ 3 फैटी एसिड्स. जैसा कि हम बता रहे हैं कि इसको हम ट्राइग्लिसराइड कहते हैं. ट्राइग्लिसराइड क्या होता है, वो किस से मिलकर बना होता है, 3 फैटी एसिड यूनिट से मिलकर बना होता है प्लस ग्लिसरॉल. ठीक है। जब इसकी रिएक्शन कैटलिस्ट की प्रेजेंस में कराई जाती है तो यहाँ पर ट्राइग्लिसराइड का फॉर्मेशन होता है और 3 मोल्स ऑफ वाटर निकल जाते हैं। ओके, इफ all 3 OH groups on the glycerol molecule are esterified with the same fatty acid, the resulting ester is called a simple triglyceride, right? Although simple triglycerides have been synthesized in the laboratory, they rarely occur in nature. Instead, a typical triglyceride obtained from naturally occurring fats and oils contains 2 or 3 different fatty acid components and is thus termed a mixed triglyceride, right? Here is the trystrine, right? A simple triglyceride, and here is the mixed triglyceride, right? It is a ट्रिस्ट्रीन, राइट, एंड ये है आपका एक सिंपल ट्राइग्लिसराइड और ये है मिक्स्ड ट्राइग्लिसराइड, राइट। अ ट्राइग्लिसराइड इज कॉल्ड अ फैट इफ इट इज अ सॉलिड एट 25 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, इट इज कॉल्ड एन ऑयल, राइट। ट्राइग्लिसराइड इज कॉल्ड अ फैट, जैसा कि हमने आपको शुरू में ही बताया है। यदि इफ़ इट इज़ सॉलिड, यदि ये सॉलिड हो जाता है 25 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पर, तब हम इसको ऑयल का नाम देते हैं या इसको ऑयल कहते हैं। इफ़ इट इज़ अ लिक्विड एट दैट टेम्परेचर, यदि वो इस टेम्परेचर पर लिक्विड जो है फॉर्म के अंदर रहता है, तब हम उसको ऑयल का नाम देते हैं, राइट। दीज डिफरेंसेस इन मेल्टिंग पॉइंट्स reflect differences in the degree of unsaturation and number of carbon atoms in the constituent fatty acids, right? Triglycerides obtained from animal sources are usually solids, okay, while those of plant origin are generally oils, right? Therefore, we commonly speak of एनिमल फैट्स एंड वेजिटेबल फैट्स, ठीक है ना। 2 टाइप ऑफ फैट्स हो गए, 2 टाइप्स ऑफ, फर्स्ट इज एनिमल फैट्स एंड सेकेंड इज वेजिटेबल ऑयल्स, राइट। नो सिंगल फार्मूला कैन बी रिटन टू रिप्रेजेंट द नेचुरली अकरिंग फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स बिकॉज दे आर हाईली कॉम्प्लेक्स मिक्सचर ऑफ triglycerides in which many different fatty acids are represented, right? Terms such as saturated fat or unsaturated oil are often used to describe the fats or oils obtained from foods. Saturated fats contain a high proportion of saturated fatty acids, while unsaturated oils contain a high proportion of unsaturated fatty acids, right? The high consumption of saturated fats is a factor along with the high consumption of cholesterol in increased risk of heart diseases, right? यदि कोलेस्ट्रॉल जो है उसकी जो है हाई जो है कंपोजिशन का हो जाता है बॉडी के अंदर, तो हार्ट अटैक जो है होने के चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, राइट? अब आता है इनकी फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स. Contrary to what you might expect, pure fats and oils are colorless, odorless and tasteless. ठीक है, जो प्योर ऑयल और फैट्स होते हैं वो रंगहीन होते हैं, उनमें कोई स्मेल नहीं होती और उनका कोई स्वाद नहीं होता है. The characteristic colors, odors and flavors that we associated with some of them are imparted by foreign substances that are lipid soluble and have been absorbed by these lipids. Okay, for example, the yellow color of butter is ड्यू टू द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द पिगमेंट कैरोटीन। ठीक है, वैसे तो क्या है, ये जो है कलरलेस होते हैं, लेकिन यदि हम बटर की बात करें तो बटर के अंदर जो येलो कलर होता है वो कौन से पिगमेंट की वजह से होता है, कैरोटीन की वजह से होता है। द टेस्ट ऑफ बटर कम्स फ्रॉम टू कंपाउंड्स, फर्स्ट इज डाईएसिटाइल एंड second is 3-hydroxy 2-butanol, okay, produced by bacteria in the ripening cream from which the butter is made, right? Here is the diacetyl and here is the 3-hydroxy 2-butanol। ठीक है ना, जो बटर है उसका जो टेस्ट होता है ये जो आपके दो जो कंपोनेंट्स हैं उनकी वजह से होता है, राइट? फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स आर लाइटर देन वाटर। ठीक है, ये जो है पानी से हल्के होते हैं, हैविंग डेंसिटीज ऑफ अबाउट 0.8 ग्राम पर सेंटीमीटर क्यूब, ओके। दे आर प्योर कंडक्टर्स ऑफ हीट एंड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एंड देयरफॉर सर्व एज एक्सीलेंट इंसुलेटर फॉर द बॉडी, राइट, स्लोइंग द लॉस ऑफ हीट थ्रू द स्किन, राइट। तो ये तो अभी हमने पढ़ा इसकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ के बारे में, फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स की। अब इनकी क्या क्या केमिकल रिएक्शंस होती हैं, केमिकल रिएक्शंस ऑफ फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स। फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स कैन participate in a variety of chemical reactions. For example, because triglycerides are esters, they can be hydrolyzed in the presence of an acid, a base or specific enzymes known as lipase, right? The hydrolysis of fats and oils in the presence of a base is used to make soap and is called saponification, right? Today most soaps are prepared through the hydrolysis of triglycerides, often from tallow, coconut oil or both, right? Using water under high temperature and high pressure, 700 IB inverse in to minus near about 50 atmospheric or 5000 kPa and 200 degree centigrade, right? Sodium carbonate or sodium hydroxide is then used to convert the fatty acids to their sodium salts, and that is soap molecules, right? यहाँ पर हमने इसको रिएक्शन देकर शो कर रखा है। हियर इज़ द हाइड्रोलिसिस ऑफ ट्राइग्लिसराइड। यहाँ पर इसको हीट किया जाता है एट जो है पर्टिकुलर एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर, वी गेट ग्लिसरॉल, राइट? इट्स फर्दर रिएक्ट विद produces fatty acids, and further reaction with NaOH, we get this type of product which react with a base to form soap molecules, right? Here is the soap molecules, okay? It produces fatty acids, right? तो ये जो है हमने इसकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टी को डिस्कस किया है। फिर आता है सोप्स। ऑर्डिनरी सोप इज़ अ मिक्सचर ऑफ सोडियम सॉल्ट ऑफ various fatty acids, right? Produced in one of the oldest organic synthesis practiced by humans, right? Second only to the fermentation of sugars to produce ethyl alcohol, right? Both the phenomenons 600 BCE and the Romans made soap from animal fat and wood ash, right? Even so, the widespread production of soap did not begin until the 1700s. Soap was traditionally made by treating molten lard or tallow with a slight excess of alkali in large open vats. The mixture was heated and steam was bubbled through it. After saponification was completed, the soap was precipitated from the mixture by the addition of sodium chloride, removed by filtration, and washed several times with water. It was then dissolved in water and reprecipitated by the addition of more NaCl, right? The glycerol produced in the reaction was also recovered from the aqueous wash solution. Pumice or sand is added to produce screwing soap, while ingredients such as perfumes or dyes are added to produce fragrant colored soaps, right? Blowing air through molten soaps produces a floating soap. Soft soaps made with potassium salts and more expensive but produce a finer leather and are more soluble, right? They are used in liquid soaps, shampoos and shaving creams, right? Dirt and grime usually adhere to skin, clothing and other surfaces by combining with body oils, cooking fats, lubricating greases and similar substances that act like glues, because these substances are not miscible in water, right? Washing with water alone does little to remove them. Soap removes them. However, because soap molecules have a dual nature, one end called the head and carries an ionic charge, that is a carboxylate anion, and therefore dissolves in water. The other end, the tail, has a hydrocarbon structure and dissolves in oils, right? The hydrocarbon tails dissolve in the soil, the ionic heads remain in the aqueous phase, and the soap breaks the oil into tiny soap enclosed droplets called micelles, which disperse throughout the solution, right? The droplets repel each other because of their charged surfaces and do not coalesce, with the oil no longer gluing the dirt to the soil surface, skin, cloth and dish. The soap enclosed dirt can easily be rinsed away, right? Here is the water, here is the ionic and polar and hydrophilic, and here is the hydrocarbon chain, non-polar and hydrophobic, right? The double bonds in fats and oils can undergo hydrogenation and also oxidation. The hydrogenation of vegetable oils to produce semi-solid fats in an important process in the food industry. Chemically, it is essentially identical to the catalytic hydrogenation reaction described for alkene. Here is the alkene, इसका हाइड्रोजनेशन होता है तो alkanes का फॉर्मेशन होता है. In commercial processes, the number of double bonds that are hydrogenated is carefully controlled to produce fats with the desired consistency, soft or pliable, right? In expensive and abundant vegetable oils, canola, corn, soybean are thus transformed into margarine and cooking fats, right? In the preparation of margarine, for example, partially hydrogenated oils are mixed with water, salt and non-fat dry milk along with flavoring agents, coloring agents and vitamin A and D, which are added to approximate the look, taste and nutrition of butter, right? In most commercial peanut butter, the peanut oil has been partially hydrogenated to prevent it from separating out. Consumers could decrease the amount of saturated fat in their diet by using the original unprocessed oils on their foods, right? But most people would rather spread margarine on their toast than pour oil on it. Okay, Many people have switched from butter to margarine or vegetable shortening because of concerns that saturated animal fats can raise blood cholesterol levels and result in clogged arteries. However, during the hydrogenation of vegetable oils, an isomerization reaction occurs that produces the trans fatty acids mentioned in the opening essay, right? However, studies have shown that trans fatty acids also raise cholesterol levels and increase the incidence of heart diseases, right? Trans fatty acids do not have the bend in their structures which occurs in cis fatty acids and thus pack closely together in the same way that the saturated fatty acids do. Okay, consumers are now being advised to use polyunsaturated oils and soft or liquid margarine and reduce their total fat consumption to less than 30% of their total calories intake each day, right? Fats and oils that are in contact with moist air at room temperature eventually undergo oxidation and hydrolysis reaction that causes them to turn rancid, acquiring a characteristic disagreeable odor, right? Once cause of the odor in the release or volatile fatty acids by hydrolysis of the ester bonds. Butter, for example, releases foul smelling butyric, caprylic and capric acids. Microorganisms present in the air furnish lipases that catalyze this process. Hydrolytic rancidity can easily be prevented by covering that fat and oil, keeping it in a refrigerator. Okay. Another cause of volatile odors compounds in the oxidation of the unsaturated fatty acids components, particularly the radially oxidized structural unit, right? In polyunsaturated fatty acids such as linoleic and linolenic acids, one particularly offensive product formed by the oxidative cleavage of both double bonds in this unit is a compound called malanoaldehyde, right? Here is the malanoaldehyde. Rancidity is a major concern of the food industry, which is why food chemists are always seeking new and better antioxidants. Substance added in very small amount 0.001% to 0.01% to prevent oxidation and thus suppress rancidity, right? Antioxidants are compounds whose affinity for oxygen is greater than that of lipids in the foods. Thus, they function by preferentially depleting the supply of oxygen absorbed into the product, right? Because vitamin E has antioxidant properties, it helps reduces damage to lipids in the body, particularly to unsaturated fatty acids found in the cell membrane lipids, right? ओके तो ये जो है आज हमने ऑयल और फैट्स के बारे में और सम पोर्शन ऑफ सोप्स उसको भी हमने डिस्क्राइब किया है, राइट? थैंक यू वेरी मच स्टूडेंट्स.